towards my uh, I'm a software engineer and I'm currently working towards my Atlassian expert certification. So yeah,
All
that's
right.
me in a bit.
All right. Can we have an information about the current project that Babade is working on right now?
All right, so currently I'm working on a project. We codenamed it Project Everest, majorly because of the large scope of work and because at the beginning of the project it was seeming quite impossible to kind of achieve. It was a big feat, so we codenamed it Project Everest. And then Project Everest is it's actually it's quite a large project. Um, we've so the main goal of the project is to actually consolidate multiple instances of Jira and Confluence into a single data center instance. So there are about two server instances. There is two cloud instances. So we're trying to bring all those different instances, all those single multiple instances into one major and central data center instance. So that's the general scope of the current project I'm working on.
Right. Can you, how many companies, how many clients are you working for right now with the projects you have?
So this project it's for a single client, but this client has multiple environments on different levels. So they've got a number of cloud environments, they've got a number of data center and server environments.
Okay.
But what they want to do is they don't want all of those environments to be separate anymore. So they're trying to bring all of them into a single place. And but it's quite voluminous and it's quite tasking. So that's what we're currently working on.
All
But
right.
it's just one client.
For how many weeks or months have you been on this particular project you're working on?
It's been going on for about the past 3 months. We've been on this for the past 3 months, and then we've been doing it in phases. So there are a number of phases in the project. So we kind of go from we pick each environment one at a time. So we're currently on the last environment right now, and that's where we are. It's been going on for about the past 3 months now.
So when are you supposed to deliver the project?
Um, the project should be delivered by the end of August. We should be hands off totally by the end of August.
And so after the delivery of the project, what is the expectation of the client? What do you think the client would think of the job you're currently doing?
At the moment, we've actually had very good response from the clients. They've been really satisfied with how far we have gone because the way we're working on is as we as we are pushing in, as we are migrating, we use the word migrating. So as we are migrating one instance to the central place, they go in and they test because it's actually a live instance. So as we are doing the migration, they are testing, they are validating what we have done, and then they are using it immediately. Not that they have to like wait for us to be totally done. So
Oh,
it's a live process.
okay.
And then so far they've been really satisfied. There've been major challenges, but they've actually been really satisfied with what we're going to. So and we're certain that at the end of the whole process, the we know we're very focused on quality delivery. We make sure that we pay attention to details on our deliveries, and then we're certain and we're sure that the satisfaction will continue even up until the end of the project.
All right. Would you like to tell us a bit about the client you're working for? What is their specification? Are they financial institution or architectural company or something? What are they doing? Why do you think why do they think that Alluvium is the right company for them to bring their project?
All right, so the clients we're currently working on is actually a cybersecurity company.
Okay.
They are a cybersecurity company with um they are majorly in the US. So I think that because of some of non-disclosure agreement, but they are majorly a cybersecurity company. And then I think one of the reasons they've chosen to work with us is actually based on the quality we deliver.
Okay.
based on the level of quality we deliver and our dedication to work. Initially, this project was almost a no-go area because of the commitment and the level of expertise that was required. But
Mm.
we said we were going to do it. We knew what we're going up against, and definitely it's been challenging. But the reason they've come to us is because of the trust we have built over time and the level of quality that we deliver.
Is this the first time or first cybersecurity company that Alluvium will be providing solutions to their problems? Or do you have some others you've worked for before, and do you still have, maybe you have prospective companies that you know?
No, this has to be the first cybersecurity company we worked for. As far as I'm aware, this is the first cybersecurity we've worked for. Yeah, this first cybersecurity company we've actually had to
So
work with.
for the past 3 months that you've been working on this particular project, can you give us a review of the process of the project? Maybe at a point in time you needed to do again what you've done before, and how can you review the project so far?
Right. So if I understand that question, so as I said, this project is in phases, and then before each of those phases, we first do a test run.
Yeah.
So we do a test run. Let's say we're moving this cloud environments to the data center environments. The first thing we do is I'm just going to give a high level stage now. So we do a test run. We call it test migrations.
Okay.
This is where we identify every problem, and then every issue that might come up. For example, when we do the migration, we'll leave it for the actual users to test. And then they come back with us with reports, with bugs and all of that. And then we'll take all of those things into our runbook, because we usually have a runbook where we record all our processes. And then once that is done, after the test migration, we take note of all the issues they've raised. And then when we do the final migration, which we call the production migration, we make sure that every issue that have been raised have been taken care of. So when they now log in, their instance is perfect and it's ready to go. So we've done about 4 iterations, 4 different um migration phases right now. That means we've done about 8 migrations in total, because for every migration we do it twice. We do a test to call out every problem,
Yeah.
and then we do the final one to finalize every problem.
All right. What are the challenges that you have faced so far in getting this project implemented?
Okay. It's a cybersecurity company, so you know that there would definitely be a lot of security layers
Hmm.
you have to, number one, you have to adhere with. And then adhere with security protocols can be challenging, because you have to, there are multiple layers of security that, number one, you can't push them aside. So the first thing that we had issues with was we had a number of access issues that we had to
Access?
resolve. Yes, a number of access issues because of the multiple layers of security and all of that. And then getting feedback from the client could be a little bit slow. That was at the beginning,
Hmm.
because they will have to approve us to get into this particular environment. And in itself, because of the large size of the project, when something is larger, you're bound to have multiple unknowns coming in. So we had a lot of unknown problems. Not like unknown, but it was a little bit new. So we had to devise custom solutions to kind of achieve them. I don't want to go into details, but I think let me go into details on one particular case. So whenever we do a migration, we're moving from a cloud to a data center instance. So the way users are mapped on a cloud instance is with their cloud IDs. And the way users are mapped on the data center is with their usernames. So when we brought in data from cloud and brought it onto a data center instance, the users were not properly interpreted. So we had to go and then manually, we had to write some Python script and some database queries to convert those those cloud IDs into actual usernames. This is a little bit technical, but we've had major challenges is we've had many unknowns, and then we've just found a way to resolve them. But resolving them could have took a lot of time and some efforts, but at the end we're finally able to find solutions to them.
All right, this particular project, because when you talk of cybersecurity, it may be prone to cyber attacks too. What were the measures put in place to guide against cyber attacks for the particular project you are working on?
All right, it's a very simple but effective means that we majorly used on this particular project, and that was working only in the approved environment. We had a laptop for this work. We had For the engineers working on this work, each of us got a laptop to work with. So we made sure that all the work we're doing are only on those approved environments. This thing is behind the firewall. The whole environment is behind the firewall. So there's no way if you don't, and you can only access those environments on those machines. It's a very, very simple so did you hear me? Did you get this? Seems you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So did
Yeah.
you get what I just said?
It wasn't clear. I couldn't get you.
All right, so I said that the security protocol that was put in place was quite very simple but effective. And that was we had a machine where we were working with. Each of the engineers that was working on this project had his own machine where you work with. So the environments are behind the firewall. So you could only access the environment only through that machine. And then we made sure that the files that our file transfer were all protected and all of that. But the major thing is we make sure not to work outside approved environments, outside the approved machines.
All right, let's get down to some personal information. How long have you been working with this particular company away from the projects you're working on? Let us know, how long have you been working with Alluvium? What are your experiences over time?
Okay, I joined Alluvium, that would be March 2021. That was after my NYC. I had little to no experience, but what what the leaders in Alluvium were actually looking for were people who were willing to work. Because actually, when you come into this industry, this particular niche we are on, it's very, very, there's a high probability most people have no idea what we're working on. They don't really know much about Atlassian. So even if you were a big shot software engineer, you will still have to learn from the scratch.
Yeah.
So I had to learn everything from the scratch, and at times the teaching method is in two ways. There's a method whereby they throw you to the deep end. It's called baptism by fire, where you have to go and learn, and then but the leaders are guiding you. They know the challenge, and then you come out brandished. Then the another method is where they take you by the hand and then they show you things actually. This is how things are done. And those two methods have actually really worked in building us up and helping us to attain mastery and expertise. So it's been a good run for me. So I've been in Alluvium for about 2 years and a few months now. And
So
then
how many projects have you delivered? How many projects have you participated? If we were to count.
I I I think I should have a rough estimate of maybe a little bit above 10, a little bit above 10 projects. But this year alone, I think I should have delivered about, this is currently my fourth project this year and fourth migration this year.
All
But
right. All right. Let me put this to you. If you are to work, if any startup person or any novices to join in providing solution to a cybersecurity company, what are the advice that you give to maybe in the next time you want to work just like the projects you're working on? What advice would you give to people working on the projects of such that you're working on right now?
The first thing is documentation. Document, document. It really helps you it protects you. The first thing is document your processes, document um your your credentials in the appropriate way. In fact, when you start a new project, the first thing is have a particular folder where you keep your documents and all of that. So documentation is very, very important. And number two, strictly, you're working with a cybersecurity company, they're going to be tracking you. They're going to be tracking whatever you're doing. They're going to be watching how you are entering the system or whatever you're doing on it. So stick to security protocols, stick to the guidelines. Don't go outside the guidelines. Don't expose yourself. It's really important. Documentation is very important. It can save you when issues come up and all of that. So yeah, and also strict to security guidelines.
All right. This particular company that you're working for, I mean, the client you're working for now, is it a Nigerian-based company or US-based? Where are they based?
So they are based in the United States. They're based in the US.
Okay. And what experience do you think the company, what value do you think this project will add to the company after it has been delivered?
Uh, this particular project adds value in two ways. The first one is that every project is different, right? We learn on every project, but the amount of knowledge we've got, it's very, very valuable. It's immense. That's what taught us. That's actually pushed us to the edge. It's one of our biggest projects ever. That's pushed us to the edge, and in a way, it has kind of helped our confidence that if we could deliver something as big as this, then we are at a good place when it comes to delivery solutions. And number two, it's with our partners in the Atlassian community, it gives us more credibility, it gives us more visibility. They know, because they know that, okay, these guys deliver this. We can trust them with even more technical and more demanding projects and all of that. So it helps us personally as engineers, and it helps us it helps our, shall I say, how do I put it? It helps us that in the industry they know how capable these guys can be. I cannot hear you, sir. I can't hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, sir.
Okay. I said generally, what other things would you want people listening to you and watching you from across the world know about you, know about Alluvium, and about the work you're doing
All right.
generally?
So generally, of course, Alluvium is we are an Atlassian practice, or an Atlassian practice, and what we do best is we try to deliver excellence. We take responsibility for our work, and then we make sure that we satisfy our customers, satisfy our clients, and then this we put passion into everything we do, and we make sure that when we deliver a particular project, we make sure we deliver with no questions, with no troubles. That even after years, you come and check and be like, wow, this guy's did a great work. So what we try to deliver majorly is excellence, and then we what we deliver majorly is excellence, and then I don't know, kind of out of
All
what's
right. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
that's it really.
Thank you so much. Yeah, for the past 30 minutes or over 30 minutes now, we've been having a software engineer of Alluvium, a company that is fastly growing in Nigeria and Africa, and having it coast spread across continents, across the world. And today we have on the program Babade Adewole, a software engineer for Alluvium. We thank you so much for making to the show this week, and we expect that some other times, if we call on you, you answer us.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Very
Thank
grateful.
you so much. My name is Yemi Olajutem, and I thank you so much. It's going to be next week. We'll have another live session on this program. I thank you so much, Engineer Babade. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
All right.